And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Sparkling Tuna Cup number 43, our weekly open tournament that we host here on the Cranky Ducklings. And welcome to the second semifinals of the night. We already have our first finalist. We already have Nikich waiting in the grand finals. But who will face off against him? It'll be one of these two lovely players. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the red Zerg player from the land of Belarus, representing the Platinum Heroes. It is Nikich. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Taiwanese Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing Team Little Fairy. It is Nice. And I do apologize, because of how chaotic today's broadcast has been. I was not able to have predictions open for the lower semis, but for this series and for the grand finals, predictions will be open. So you can place your bets on how you believe this series will unfold. Predictions will soon be open, so keep an eye on the chat as you will see if you do have predictions available. Hold on, I'll post very quickly. Un momento, papi, un momento. Manage predictions, semi-finals, best of 3. There we go. Predictions in the chat are open. Upon hearing this message, you have a minute or so to actually get your bets in. So best of luck. So press in the chat. Predictions open. There we go. As we are settling in. And for now, we have some pretty standard openers. This is going to be a Hatch Gas Pool standard opener out of Nikich. Likewise, Nice going for a Gate Expand into the Cybercore. Everything is looking as it should for the time being, but we will see. We will see. So now we are going to be moving out with our Overlord. Just trying to get a read on what's going on. Trying to get a read on what's going on. We have our tech of choice. It is going to be the Stargate opener here out of Nice. Is going to be Stargate first. Pretty standard opener so far. This should be leading into an Oracle. Likewise, behind this, we should be seeing Nikich get into his own opener as well. Nothing too crazy for the time being. Have our initial Lings chasing down the Adept. Have the initial Adept getting across the map. And we're going to be able to pick off a Ling at least, but not much else. We do shade away. And thankfully, we don't lose the Adept. We've spoken about this before, but when it comes to this kind of opener, which is, again, a little more economic, it's going to be Oracle into a third base. If we lose our initial Adept, then it can lead into a snowball effect, into, like, a bit of a cascading effect where Nikich can then deny the third base with his Lings and just contain Nice, or delay the third and contain Nice to 2 bases that much longer. It's a terrifying thing, so we have to be very careful with our initial Adepts. It does race back home, which means we should be able to maintain this third. Should be able to get up and running. Should be able to get up and running here as the Nexus is now on the way. And likewise, we're going to be settling into a pretty standard game. To talk a little bit about the players, sorry, I wasn't quite able to dive into them, but Nikich is traditionally a more aggressive player in this matchup, or in general, he's a more aggressive player. He thrives in the mid game. We haven't seen any signs of aggression yet. He's applying pressure here at the third, but isn't achieving more than that. We'll keep an eye, though, on the gases. We'll keep an eye on the saturation to see if he does end up cutting workers at some point against Nice. Until then, we're just checking each other. Oh, we do catch some transferring drones. We do catch a couple of transferring workers here. 5 drones do go down. Ooh, we get a 6th worker there towards the end as well. Good damage dealt by Nice. As he is going to be backing up. From there, Nikich, he's going to be able to try to recover here. Did sustain a lot of losses already. And what's important, I mean, look at the units loss tab here. Nice hasn't lost anything so far. Hasn't lost anything so far. As things they do threaten across the map. Oracles move out. They do force a cancel. Oh, they do at least force a cancel here once again on the 4th base. And so far, nice. He is in control. NFSA shading towards the natural. More drones going down. We've already lost so many. And now we're losing even more. Good target firing out of Nice. Gonna get 5 drone kills. Getting a 6th drone as well. Getting 6 workers. Stasis trap here. No! Stasis trap at the 4th base. And again, we're just pulling Nikich apart here. Getting a lot of economic damage done. Delaying that 4th even further. Does lay even further here as Nice back at home. He's just chilling. He's just happily saturating his 3rd base. Getting things up and running. Now pushing out with his +1 Blink Stalker timing. Now he is pushing out prematurely. +1 Blink is still on the way. So we do move out without it, which is risky, but he has the Oracles to support. He's safe against any kind of Ling aggression. We can see that Nikich is actually not going into Roaches, he's going Ling Hydra. I mean, he does have a Roach Horn, don't get me wrong, but the Hydra Den is on the way. So Roach Hydra here from Nikich, but he needs time to really get going. He gets supply blocked as well. Supply block is real. Supply block is real here as Nice is going to be continuing his harassment, his aggression across the map. Let me... I see Eva in the chat, shaking my head. Let me win. I need money to buy tomatoes. Eva. Maybe you should wake up in time to play in the tournament. Huh? Shaking my head. As Nikich, he's been on the receiving end this entire time. Now he's going to be going for a big lane counterattack. Does catch... not much, actually. I was going to say he got the surround of the Zealots, but they do maintain each other. We get 4 probe kills, but across the map we were able to get another 3 drone kills with those Oracles. So pretty acceptable economic damage sustained so far here by Nice. Is in a good position. And Nikich back at home is still struggling to keep things up. Is still trying to recover, maintain himself. You can see here he's redroning. He's resaturating his bases, getting into Lingbane Hydra. But he isn't able to get into army production as well as he would have liked to, because he has to reproduce every single drone he just lost. So he has been slowed down quite a lot. Meanwhile, Nice back at home, throwing down a wall of stasis traps. Oh my god, the defensive setup here is insane. We have Sim City, we have stasis traps, and everything we could want, everything we could need. Nikich is going to try to push through on the right-hand side. He's trying to keep up here. And something that I can say here is that Nikich, because of his tech of choice, he can go into lurkers. Like, lurker tech is available for Nikich, so he can work towards Hydra Lurker Viper. The problem is that before Nikich can get into that kind of hive tech, into that army composition, he's vulnerable. And Nice, he's building up towards a death ball of an army. He's making 2 Colossi at a time with double robot production. We have a Templar Archives on the way for Archons, for eventually Storm. And Nice, he's going to be able to hit his timing first. He's going to be able to spike first when it comes to his power spike, I should say. Just because of these losses. And just because of the delayed economy. Nikich, he is maxing out, that's true, but he has +1. He's now getting into +2, still with Lingbane Hydra. And Nikich, he cannot touch Nice right now, unless Nice pushes. And I think he has to be careful. I was going to say that this move out is a bit premature for Nice. He's waiting for his Immortals, waiting for the rest of his gateways. Shots by Funada Eva. Hold on. Eva. Shaking my head. But here we go. Nice pushing to the center. Again, slowly just clearing up some creep. And this is the correct move to go for. Nice. He could try to break Nikich before he gets into Lurker Tech. That is true. Or we could just chill, stabilize, just turtle up on 4 bases, on 5 bases even, and get into Sky Toss. Fleet Beacon is on the way. Honestly, all Nice has to do is defend. All he has to do is defend, survive. We'll see if he can. Lurkers, they have arrived. Now, these are Lair Tech Lurkers. The Hive upgrades are still on the way. They're about to kick in. We get the Revelation off on the Lurkers. At the same time, Nikich with a massive Lingbane army on the right-hand side. Nice, pushing through the center instead. It's pushing right through the middle. Going for the kill. Lingbane does hit the 4th base, and the Lurkers are coming back to defend. They're coming back home. The Lurkers are looking a bit exposed, though. One Lurker goes down. Where's the detection? We get a 2nd Lurker as well, but we do need detection with this army. Back at home, the 4th base has been broken. Meanwhile, Nice, he gets the 3rd. Takes down every single drone. And he does have observers. Does have observers with his main army. Catching some Hydras, getting another base, and back at home, Nice. He lost his workers. He actually keeps the base alive. The 4th base, it's still standing. We take down another hatchery. We do take down another hatchery from here. Nice, gonna rotate back around. Results are gonna be shut down. And Nice, yeah, he's still maxed. Like, Nice, he still maintains his economy. He still has the space towards the left-hand side. There's a Ling run by that's attempted, but we do defend. And Nice, he hasn't lost any of his high-tech army. No, yeah, but here we go. We try to cut off the army. We try to cut off the Colossus. But the Concave is in favor here of Nice. He shuts down the Lurkers, one after the other. They're going to be going down. Brutal losses here for Nikich. He has a couple of Lurkers behind this. But again, there are 2 Lurkers left. And Nice, he just had too much of an advantage early on. And he was able to just run with it. Too many losses for Nikich. GG gets called, and Nice will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. A solid game there at a Nice, honestly, in almost full control that entire game when it came to the Adept Harass, when it came to the Oracle Harass, the Stasis Traps, the defense. He was all over Nikich there, and to be fair, again, Nikich, he's known for more aggressive and all-in play, not necessarily what we saw here. So Nikich kind of, again, playing outside of his elements. I'm hoping he can bounce back here in game 2, but we'll see, because it's not going to be on me. It's going to be on Nikich. The pressure is on. The pressure is going to be on, and we'll see if we can bounce back. I'm hoping for an ace match. I'm hoping for a game 3, but let's see if Nikich can pull that off. Again, Nick Rack, he's waiting in the grand finals. He's waiting for the winner of this series in the next round. Iba responding in the Iba. Shaking my head, Papi. Shaking my head. Funari, fun fact, Iba, he was messaging me earlier today. It was after the tournament started. He was like, check me in. I'm like, mate, the tournament started like half an hour ago. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Iba. He slept in. Slept in, Papi. Shaking my head. So it looks like we do have to try to set things up here. We will do our best. But it looks like we do need a little bit of time here to set our lobby up. Once again, we have some issues on NA. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, but we will get around to it. And we'll continue our semifinals. And again, hopefully these issues and hopefully the technical issues that have been plaguing NA will be soon cleared up in the coming days. I'm hoping that it's cleared up before ESL Americas. I'm hoping it doesn't affect that tournament. That would be brutal. If ESL Americas has to be postponed because of what's been happening. There was some explanation in the chat earlier, so for those who are unaware of what was been going on, there was a person that did upload a custom map to NA. So whenever you go to make a lobby, it defaults. The way the game works is that it defaults to like the home page with all the arcade maps and all the open lobbies. And someone did upload a map and has a lobby that's persisting there that actually causes the game to crash. It causes the game to crash for anyone that opens that tab on NA. So because of that, that is why we've been having a really hard time making lobbies on NA and actually making games and all that stuff. So it has been a tough. It's been a difficult time running the tournament today. Because of that, there's been a lot of delays. There have been a lot of delays here in regards to making lobbies and hosting maps. But we're here. We have our lobby, and it looks like game number 2 is going to be on Golden Aura. Let's go. Let us go. I see in the chat. Does 9 a.m. on a Sunday count as sleeping in? Yes. What are you doing? Esta Eva. Wake up. Wake up, papi. I mean, hey, all these other players did. Just saying. I mean, again, we had peak signups this week. We had, what, 22, 24 check-ins? A lot of check-ins, papi. What better way to start your Sunday morning than with some StarCraft? What better way? As we're getting into game number 2 and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Golden Aura, we have our red Zerg player from the land of Belarus. Ooh, down in this series, but looking to bounce back, representing the Platinum Heroes, it is Nikich. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the blue Protoss player from the land of Taiwan, representing his new team, Little Fairy. It is Nice. One game away from advancing on to the grand finals. Let's go. Here we go. We're settling in. We are settling in. We do have Nikich, of course, going for his Hatchgas full standard opener out of our Zerg player. Meanwhile, we do have another standard opener here out of Nice, going for a gate expand into the Cybercore. Nothing too crazy so far, but we're loading into Golden Aura. Now let's talk about the map. Again, I apologize for being a little bit distracted. There were some admin issues happening behind the scenes, but now I can focus on the game at hand and focus on the series and focus on the rest of the tournament. When it comes to Golden Aura, rush distance by ground is quite short, so this is not a bad map to go for something like a 3-base all-in from the side of Nikich. I want to believe that he can whip that out, that he can be assertive here. We will see if he can pull that off. Meanwhile, Nice didn't really show anything too fancy. I'll be honest, like last game, he was harassing with Adepts, harassing with Oracles, but the build itself was quite normal. So, again, with that, Nice was able to really flex his play and really assert himself over Nikich, which is concerning, which is why I feel like the pressure is now on Nikich to bounce back as hard as he can. See, I was playing at 5 a.m. on NA today. Este Eva. plays in. We should host that. We're having fun. I'm good friends with Eva. Good friends. We're just bantering, but we're just bantering. As we are settling in. So far, again, it's going to be another Stargate opener into an Oracle from Nice. As to be expected, the same opener so far as game number 1. Really, my eyes are on Nikich. So far, he's going to be droning. He's making his queens. This time, I'm hoping he can have a better response and a better defense against Nice's aggression. I'm hoping he can. As for now, we're fanning out our queens. Queens are fanning out, ready to receive. First Oracle is going to be zooming towards the left-hand side, towards the natural base. And the third is now being taken. And you can see Nikich take this seriously. We have spores on the way. Additional queens are amassing. We have one spore for the main, one spore for the natural. This time there was no Adept Harass from Nice. There was no Adept Harass. And we're going to be able to zone that Oracle out. At least for now. Going to be able to zone away the Oracles. So far, we haven't dealt anywhere near as much damage. Oh, and here's a fast Roach Warren. This is what I expected. This is the Nikich that we know and love. That is going to be a 4-minute 25 Roach Warren timing here for Nikich. Far earlier than what we should be seeing, as he does get us around. He does get a kill on one of those Stalkers. Very big pick-up. Stalker goes down. Lings are amassing. Overlords are on the way. And I believe Nikich should be working towards a push. As I say that, Oracles, they do dip in from behind. They do get one drone. They get one drone kill, they get a second, they get a third. Oh my god. 3 drones go down so far. Now I'm curious here. Nikich, he already saw the Oracle. We have a lair on the way. I'm curious if this Roach Warren was just a safety Roach Warren. Because it's already done, and we're not making use of it. The Roach Warren has been scouted, has been spotted. Big scout there from Nice, but yeah, we can see that Nikich, he's just resaturating his bases and getting into a lair. So we're going for a longer game. I assumed that the fast Roach Warren was for more aggression, but it looks like it was just a safety Roach Warren out of Nikich. Which is less than ideal. It does mean that, you know, this wasn't the most efficient of builds, unfortunately, here for Nikich. As he is droning and making lings. Meanwhile, we do see Nice moving out once again with his initial Stalkers and Oracles. Just like the last game, he's moving out before +1 and Blink, so his Stalkers are vulnerable. That is true. They are vulnerable to a Link surround, but that is why the Oracles are there to support. We have the Oracles in position. A big shout out to Jadolf, by the way. But oh my god, thank you so much, Jadolf, the Dolph himself. Quack. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great time. Hope you had a great stream, and I hope you had a great ladder session over on your own channel. Much love. Jadolf, of course, the Australian Terran player, the mech enjoyer himself. The mech sympathizer, if you will. That's what they call him. But thank you so much. Hope you had a good time. Hope you had a good time, Bobby. As Lings are coming in for a surround. They're coming for another counterattack. Big pickups here. As we do snipe 3 of those Stalkers. Very nicely done. Getting a 4th. Oh my god, getting every single Stalker, actually. A massive catch from Nikich. It wasn't about the Roaches, it was about the Lings. That was 7 dead Stalkers. Again, everything would have changed if we had some Oracles to defend, but the Oracles, they were out of position. And those are some hefty losses for Nice. And now he's stuck at home. Any kind of Blink +1 timing he wanted to go for, it's not there. Not anymore. We don't have the numbers, we don't have the Stalkers. And now Nikich, he is free to expand. He's droning, he's expanding, he's working towards a Spire. Once again, applying pressure to that 4th. This time is going to be deterred. Observer slips in. We do get eyes on the Spire. Big scout. Big scout there from Nice. Well, his Observer saw the Spire, but did he see the Spire? That's what I'm concerned about. Because I don't see any Phoenixes. We should be seeing Phoenixes in production. Remember, it was a Stargate opener. There it is. Phoenix is on the way. Nice, he knows. He knows what's going on. He did scout that Spire. And he is preparing. But regardless, the Stalker count is low. It's lower than it should be. It is lower than it should be here. So Nikich still has momentum on his side. As he is amassing his links and mutas. Mutas towards the left. Links towards the right. And can Nice keep up? As they dive into the mineral line, they're going to get a couple of probes. Stalkers are in position. At the same time, Lings, they do hit towards the right-hand side. The Stasis Trap does connect. Yeah, we do get a couple of Stasis. The Colossus is perfectly safe and sound. We did bait out the overcharge. It was a bit premature. But regardless, good defense here by Nice. Cleans up the Lings, cleans up the mutas. Well, I say cleans up. Forces them back. So we get another revelation of... Ooh, mutas are being chased down. Lings, they get cleaned up by the Colossi. Yeah, the Lings are cleaned up. Mutas are forced back. And Nice, he's building up a bit of a death ball here. We do have a fleet beacon on the way. Now, this is not for Sky Toss. This should be for Phoenix range. Should be for eventual Phoenix range. As they do try to slip into that main base as well, Phoenix is going to be able to force this back. Are going to be able to force him back here as Nikich, he's just trying to break through, trying to get some damage done. Unable to. Behind this though, thankfully he's transitioning into Hydras and Lurkers. There we go, Lurkers, they are on the way. Lurkers are amassing. And that is going to be the win condition here for Nikich, is to be able to get into that higher Lurker count as Nice count as he pushes out. And the Lurkers are finishing up just in time. Yeah, they finish up just in time here. We do see Nice pushing forward. So you get a revelation up. Wings, they catch the Disruptor. A big moment there for Nikich. Does catch the Disruptor. Lings, they do flood in. Wall was not a wall. Overcharges. Depowered the Artosis Pylon. Brutal Artosis Pylon there for Nice. Lings are going to be wreaking havoc here in the main base. And we do get 16 probe kills. An insane amount of economic damage. Nice, he is struggling. And what this does is this buys time. This buys time and it allows Nikich to max out. Nikich, he's maxed out here with Hydra Lurker Viper. Vipers are on the way. I should emphasize that the Vipers need a little bit of time to get energy. They do need a little bit of time to gather that energy here. He's going to be building up. He's going to be building up. We do see Nice just likewise settling back at home. And I do like this idea from Nice going for +1 air attack. I do think at this point he's lost too much map control. There's no point of Nice trying to push out. We're stuck defending. It's going to be on Nice to turtle. It's going to be on Nikich to break him. So the dynamic of the game has shifted. Has changed. Can Nikich break through? Lurkers are going to be sieging. Slowly pushing forward. Yeah, they do get on top of the base as well. Yeah, the Nexus is going to go down. And Nice just has to retreat. He's just being bullied further and further back. He's just being bullied at this point. Likewise, Zealot run by... gets 12 drones. Ooh, that's actually quite a lot of workers killed here. Likewise, we dive on top of the Phoenix. Sorry, we dive on top of the Vipers. We get one. Do you get a yoink off? Trading a Viper for some of those disruptors. Nikich still trying to break through. Meanwhile, Nice building up his army. He has the mothership. No carriers yet. Focusing on a ground army initially. I'm sure once he builds up a ground army, then he can work towards Skytoss. But what's important here is that Nice, he's reclaiming this northern base. We cannot let that happen. Yeah, Ling Rabbi, once again, this time we do warp in time. Nikich rotates over towards the north. Gets a shield battery, slow zone on the army though. Nice, can we engage? Nova goes off. Big Nova here on the lurkers. Ooh, and Nikich, he is going to be bleeding out here, but oh, do we have detection? We do. Yeah, he's going to be losing his entire army, but he does take down the northern base. Was it worth it? Nikich, he's remaxing 20 Hydras on the way, 6 Ultras as well. Now, we don't have the best upgrades for Ultras. We don't have Carapace. We're working on Kindness Plating as we speak. This army from Nice can pop off, but for now, we're just chilling back at home. We're taking our base, going for a longer game. Wise choice, just because Nikich is, again, already remaxed. So is Nice. But again, so imperative, so important that he gets that base up and running. Beings is going to be harassing. They catch some drones. Their workers are going down. Likewise, Nova going to be going off. Not the best connection. We yoink the Colossi. We get both. Good yoinks here from Nikich. Nikich says he's going to be able to just rotate around, collapse on the army. Cannons plating is done for the Ultras. We do throw down some storms, but they tickle the Ultras. What doesn't tickle them, though? The Immortals and the Archons. They shoot through them. Ooh, that was an expensive loss here for Nikich. The Ultras go down. Can we deny the base? We cannot. The 5th base, it finishes. Now, we still lack stack defense. We still lack any kind of defensive position here, but it's up. Very important here for Nice. Does get the base up. See Nikich backing up, getting back into lurkers. Is getting into that lurker production here. So Nikich is going to be trying to get into Ultra Lurker. This would be a really good position, actually, for Nice to start carriers. Like, if now he was working towards Skytoss, like, there's so little anti-air. No Corruptors, obviously. No Hydras, as they were all morphed into Lurkers. But we're sticking with Ground Toss. And here we go. We are pushing in. Nikich trying to collapse on this. Ooh. Does borrow the Lurkers. Storm's going to be thrown down. Ultras are trying to break through. Lurkers adding so much DPS in the backline, but they do get lifted. Nice. He lifts up all the Lurkers. They do nothing. Nice. Once again, having a really good engagement. I mean, so far, every fight has been in favor of Nice. Despite the fact that Nikich has had the better economy, right? Like, the Zerg players had the better economy, has had the better map control. The fights have gone in favor of Nice. Making use of those Phoenixes. Hydra's going to be coming in. They do snipe one of those Immortals. Oh, they almost get the second. Mothership did go down. And Nice, he's established his base. He's done it. He has taken this northern base. It's up and running. It's what he needed to sustain himself. Still just only making the mothership. Still not fully committing into anything else air-related. Meanwhile, Nikich stuck on Hydra Lurker. I believe the Vipers are reset. Yep, the Vipers, they've all gone down one after the other. Nikich doesn't have much left to work with. Or doesn't have any other tech to work with. Stuck with Hydra Lurker. Oh no, the lurkers, no! We catch them out. Oh, not the best start here for Nikich. Big storms here on the Hydras as well. Nikich, he gets caught out. A big fight once again in favor of Nice. Not like this. Cloak gonna be going up. Ooh. We do pick up some of the Phoenixes, but we can just lift up and pick apart these lurkers. There's 2 lurkers left. That is not going to be enough. Now that we're down to 1 lurker. Soon to be down to none. You can see that Nikich, he's actually going to transition into Corruptor. We do have Corruptors on the way, but we don't have Sky Toss. We're still with Ground Toss here. The Corruptors, what can they really do? Broodlord, there we go. Corruptors don't do anything, but Broodlords are on the way. Broodlords are in production. That is a way to bounce back. And as we break down one of these bases, we have a massive link counterattack. We have plenty of stack defense. The Lings, they're being cleaned up. They do nothing. Is that run by his bottom left? So nice. He kills 1 base, and now he's going for the gold. His army rotating around. Army does rotate around. Nikich pushing forward. It looks like he will get the base. Oh, barely gets the Nexus, but it's a one-way trip. There's no way out of this. The Hydras, they can't get back home. They're getting surrounded. The Archon's going ham. We have the Cloak here on the army as well. No detection. And Nikich, he's being cleaned up. Now, we do have the Broodlords. Unfortunately, these Broodlords are on their own. The Broodlords are all on their own. They're exposed. They have 2 queens underneath them. Nikich, he just threw away his Hydras. But he did kill the Nexus. And Nikich, he still has that gold base up and running. He's trying to expand here on the right-hand side. Trying to take that, or reclaim that base. That's nice. From here, he's going to be backing off. He's still focusing on, like, pure Archon Stalker. Just still sticking with the ground army. Even upon seeing these Broodlords, by the way. He's like, what do you need against Broodlords? Like, Tempest? Carriers? Nah, Bappy. Ground Toss. Let's go. Not making it easy on himself. You can see here that the Broodlords, they can outposition. They do trade quite well. They get an Archon. And Nice, he's struggling. There we go. Finally, 1 Tempest on the way. Like, begrudgingly. Nice is like, okay, I'll make a Tempest. But he only has the 1 Stargate. Nice is in trouble. He's in a bit of trouble here. He's been doing so well for himself, but the Broodlords have changed things. He'll snipe 1. Does snipe 1 Broodlord. Nikich rotating around, pushing forward here with his lurkers, bullying back the army. He's down to 5 broods. Yeah, now we have additional Stargates on the way, but this transition is so late. Nice, he needed these Stargates earlier. Tempest doing what it can, but the Hydras are here. They tried to focus it down. And you can see that Nice, he cannot dive in. He's bleeding out too much. Bleeding out far too much here as he's just being pushed further and further back. Yeah, the boys, they have to evacuate. At the same time, there was a bit of a Zealot counterattack. 11 drones went down. 11 drones did go down. We do get a kill on the Nexus. Did get a kill on this Nexus. Lings, they try to get us around on the pylon, and it looks like it is going to be targeted. The Artosis pylon does fall. And we're getting on top of the Stargates. We need a little bit more time. We need some more Tempest. Slow zone is thrown down. Nice. He's barely holding on. He still only has the 1 Tempest. Still only the 1 Tempest here for Nice. But finally, it's joined. It's joined by a 2nd, a 3rd, and a 4th Tempest. Oh my god. We're up to 4. Crazy. We're getting up to 4 Tempest. Long distance mining probes. They're getting caught out. Nice. He needs a base. He desperately needs another base here as Nikich, he's remaxed. Again, the gold base and center right have done so much for Nikich. He can sustain himself. But not just that, the Broodlords have more than paid for themselves as well. Clearly worth it here for Nikich. Forcing back the army. Massive, oh my, massive storms here on the Hydras. But the Hydras live. Again, storms, stacking them on each other doesn't do any extra damage. So some wasted storms there from Nice. Still a very tense moment. Ling's going for another run by. Going for another run by here as the armies are just going to be dancing back and forth. Lings, they get across the map. They're going for the pylon once again. It's going to be cleaned up. I did notice some latency going on. It isn't affecting the players. If it is, they can pause, or they usually do pause. So just some frames dropping on Twitch. Oh, good. And it looks like we have taken out that gold. Or we do zone the army away. At the same time, Zalarambe comes in. Nikich, he's also running out of resources. You can see Nikich, he's running out of mineral patches here. He's going to be main running over. Heavily saturating top right, or center right. Expanding towards top right as well. And Nice, I believe, does spot this. I mean, he's aware there's no mining going on, and he will get a kill in this hatchery. But Nice, he has to stop these northern bases. Likewise, Nikich, remaxing as well. And he finds a base. Oh, this is a big takeoff. Yeah, we're going for a base trade. We're going for a base trade. We try to recall those probes to safety. We will save some of them. Probes are being saved. Nice, gonna be pushing out. Nikich racing back home. Oh, and all these drones. The Colossi, they go to town in a massive barbecue here as 32 workers go down. A big pick off, and that is the economy of Nikich gone. On top of that, top right has been spotted. Nice is gonna rotate back around. Remember, Nice is his recall's on cooldown. Remember that. Recall is on cooldown. Ooh. Big storm on those Corruptors. Top right is going to be going down as well. Nikich, he's running out of money. I mean, both players are. We have one base mining for Nice. Literally only one base mining. Meanwhile, Nikich, he's got half a base here and another half here. So one base for Nikich, half a base for Nice. Nice. Can he take top right? That'll be huge. Our Protoss player, he needs another base. Nikich, he can sustain himself a little bit longer, but the quality of the army in favor of Nice. Looking at the units tab, no spellcasters, no vipers, no infestors. Bear that in mind. No spellcasters. Nikich is going to try to brute force his way through. Oh, big storms here on the Corruptors. Another storm zones back the army. Again, that's a lot of High Templar. You can see how difficult it is for Nikich to engage when there are so many storms. And that's where Vipers would come in, right? You do snipe one of those Tempests. A storm once again. These Corruptors are so bad at this, so bruised. The Corruptors are so low. We're sniping Broodlords. Ooh. Oh my god, the storm is brutal. Bottom left is denied. Zealots, they're on top of every base. That's a kill, not a cancel on the hatchery. Nikich, he's running out of steam. He's running out of money. And he's running out of this game. As he has almost nothing left. Like Nikich, he had a strong start. Remember, Nikich, he had full map control. He was mining freely. He was the first to max out. Nice was in a lot of trouble early on. But we spoke about it. The army control was in favor of Nice. Nice, like, when it came to his Phoenixes, like the Phoenixes, they were the unsung heroes of this game. They were popping off so hard early on. Whether it was his storms, his Phoenix control, his army movement. Nice, he just fought so well here. did fight so well, and now Nikich is being picked apart. One after another, we're pulling units, we're losing units, bleeding out. GG gets called, and nice, he will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here to Nice as he does take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. That was a wild game too though. Game 1 was heavily in favor of Nice. Nice, he was in full control of game 1. Game number 2 was the opposite. Nikich had a much better start. Remember, the Oracles didn't do much damage. There was no Adept harass. Nikich, he was able to hold his own. He was able to get ahead, able to, remember, kill some Nexi, some bases of Nice, and Nice was in a really rough position. But he bounced back. He was able to somehow bounce his way back here, and Nikich, despite getting into the Broodlords, which was a big moment. It was a big moment for Nikich when he got into those Broodlords. He was able to bully Nice for quite some time, punish Nice for refusing to take up into Sky Toss, but it wasn't enough. Was not enough. GG, well played. Congratulations to Nice. My condolences to Nikich. And now we have our grand finals. We have our finalists. Let's go. Do you have our finals before us here? It's going to be a PvZ between Nice and Nikich. Let's go. Our final Zerg player has been eliminated. My condolences to Nikich. He did very well for himself making it this far. Remember, Nikich eliminated Wayne. Nikich took down Wayne in the quarterfinals. It was an insane upset, a big win for Nikich. But his run does end here, and now we have Nikich versus Nice up next. Let's go. But before that, before the grand finals, we have something else here. We have something else. We have some love to share with our players here tonight. We have the random participation raffle. Oh boy. For those who are unaware, we do actually have a little bit, not a lot, but 5 USD. 5 USD set aside here for a random player who did partake in our tournament today. Doesn't matter if they made it to the finals. It could be Nikich. It could be Wayne, for example. Could be Hatsu. Could be anyone in the bracket that can come out on top and actually earn some prize money here. So again, it is completely random. We do roll the dice, and when I say random, really exclamation mark rigged in the chat. Clearly it's clearly it's going to be rigged. Oh, of course, Papi, of course. Let's go. But here we go. We do have our random raffle. This week we had 22 players, 22 eligible players. To be eligible for the raffle, you have to have played your game. And there were a couple players that checked in but did not play. Specifically, players like Miyamika. Miyamika is not eligible for this random raffle as there was a walkover and he did not play out his series. So that is kind of our barrier to entry here. But here we go. We're getting into this. We do have the random raffle, and this week's winner. I need a drum roll. I need a. Congratulations to our winner this week. It is Wayne. Congratulations here to our random raffle winner. It is going to be the European Zerg player Wayne. He was one of the favorites, fun fact. He was one of the favorites for the tournament, but I mentioned before he got knocked out by Nikich. He got knocked out by Nikich in the quarterfinals, but he at least walks away with some prize money. A shout out to the runner-ups. I see Dave Latos, I see Mino VK, Nikich, Art, Nanian. Does the runner-up mean anything? Not really. It's just the order of the randomization. So barely didn't make the cut. Wayne did. So congratulations here to Wayne. He does walk away with some prize money as we get ready for the grand finals. Here we go.